You know those AI voices, right? Siri, Alexa, the voice in your GPS. We're all pretty used to them. They're helpful for sure, but you can always tell they're not quite human. There's just this little hint of a robotic sound, a lack of real, genuine emotion. Well, it looks like all of that is about to change big time.
So let's just start with this question. What if an AI could actually capture all those tiny little shifts in our tone? You know, the rhythm, the emotion, the real feeling behind the words we say. What if it could sound so real you literally couldn't tell the difference? Well, that's not science fiction anymore. And it's exactly what we're going to dive into today.
All right, let's get into it. The technology making all this possible is called VoxCPM. It's a brand new kind of text-to-speech system, and honestly, it's a massive leap forward toward creating synthetic voices that sound truly, genuinely realistic.
So, what is VoxCPM really? Well, the official definition calls it an innovative tokenizer-free text-to-speech system. Now, you're going to want to pay close attention to that phrase right there. Tokenizer-free. That is the absolute key. It's the secret ingredient that makes VoxCPM so different from pretty much every other AI voice you've heard before.
Okay, so to really understand what makes this thing so special, we've got to break down that whole tokenizer-free idea. See, the old way of doing things had this fundamental limit, a kind of ceiling on how realistic it could get. And this new approach, it just completely smashes right through it.
The best way to think about it is like this. Traditional AI voices are kind of like painting by numbers. They have to break speech down into these separate, little predefined pieces called tokens. It works, yeah, but it's limited, and that's why it can sometimes sound a little choppy or miss the emotional point. VoxCPM, though, is like painting with a full, infinite palette of colors. It works in a continuous space, which means it can create endless tiny variations in tone and flow. The result is just incredibly smooth and natural.
And look, this isn't just some minor technical upgrade. This whole new way of doing things unlocks some truly game-changing features. So let's check out the 3 big ones that this Tokenizer-Free method puts on the table.
First up, it's context-aware and incredibly expressive. The model doesn't just read the words on a page, it actually seems to understand what they mean. It was trained on, get this, a colossal 1.8 million-hour bilingual dataset. So it's learned to generate the right emotion and rhythm for whatever it's saying, all on its own.
Second, and this one is a really big deal, is true-to-life voice cloning. All it needs is a short little audio clip of someone talking, and it can perform what's called zero-shot cloning. That means it doesn't just copy the pitch of the voice. No, it gets the person's accent, their emotional tone, their unique rhythm. It creates a replica of their voice that is just stunningly accurate.
And feature number 3, it's fast. I mean, really fast. All this super complex voice generation happens so efficiently that it can be used in real time. Think about things like video game characters that can react instantly, or audiobooks being narrated on the fly.
Now, to put a number on that speed, let's look at its real-time factor, or RTF. So an RTF of 1.0 would mean it takes 1 second to create 1 second of audio. VoxCPM, it clocks in at about 0.15 on a regular consumer-grade graphics card. That means it's generating speech more than 6 times faster than a person could actually say it. That's not just fast, that's incredibly practical.
So you're probably thinking, this sounds like some crazy advanced technology locked away in a research lab, right? Well, that's one of the most exciting parts. It's not. Let's take a quick look at how developers, and even just curious hobbyists, can start playing with this thing right now. The creators actually made it super straightforward. It's basically a 4-step process. You install the package, you let the model download automatically, and then you can run it with just a few lines of Python code. For the more advanced folks, you can even fine-tune it with your own voice data. I mean, check this out. It can be as simple as this one line you type into your terminal. You just tell it the text you want it to say and where to save the audio file. That's it. It really lowers the barrier to entry and puts this incredible power into a lot more hands.
But, and this is a really big but, that accessibility brings us to a much more serious and frankly critical part of this conversation. When the technology gets this powerful and this easy to use, we absolutely have to talk about the risks. And the creators themselves are being very upfront about this.
This is a direct quote from their own documentation. They say, this technology could be misused for creating convincing deepfakes for purposes of impersonation, fraud, or spreading disinformation. They are not hiding from the potential dangers here at all.
So let's break that down.
We're talking about the ability to perfectly clone someone's voice to impersonate them for financial scams, or to create fake audio clips to spread political lies, or even to generate other kinds of illegal and harmful content. The potential for this to be misused is very, very real.
And because of these risks, the creators have drawn a very clear line in the sand. They state that VoxCPM has been released for research and development purposes only. They're explicitly saying it is not meant for production or commercial use without some serious safety checks. This is a tool meant for exploration, not exploitation.
So after seeing the power, the accessibility, and the very real risks, let's just pull back for a second and look at the big picture. What does a technology like VoxCPM really mean for the future of synthetic voices?
Okay, so let's recap the key takeaways. 1. This tokenizer-free approach is a massive leap forward for realism in AI voices. 2. It allows for incredibly expressive speech and scarily accurate voice cloning. 3. It's fast and it's accessible to almost anyone. And 4, maybe the most important point, this power comes with some serious ethical baggage that we all need to be aware of.
And all of that leaves us with one final and pretty heavy question to think about. As this technology gets better and better, we are quickly heading towards a future where AI can perfectly, flawlessly replicate any human voice. When we get to that point, who or what are we supposed to trust? It's something we're all going to have to figure out.